Pete Knudson. I've been partnered with Wayne and Judy since '05, '06. Just a couple of things. Wayne kind of gave you the backstory of kind of what the firm is, where he and Judy started, and sort of, for lack of a better expression, how it all began. My life story is a little bit different. I won't bore you with all of it, but I will share with you that when I was a kid, I was never brought up in the church. I knew that there were people who did go to church. I'd heard of missions, but did people really do that stuff? I mean, it's just one of those things that's just part of the world that I didn't have access to, or didn't have exposure to. And as we got further along in life, some of my formative moments were in business school. In business school, sell, money, revenue, profit, right? That's what we business people do. Are there business owners here? Can you raise your hand? Great. So what I'm going to try to do is sort of talk a little bit about how my history, I guess, if you will, of business school, old school businessy sort of stuff, dovetailed in with Wayne and Judy's vision of how you can do more and you can do good, but you have to be intentional about it. So I will tell you candidly, I feel a little bit small right now after hearing Desiree's, all the great stuff she's doing, all the great stuff you guys are doing, and Wayne's great story. I'm going to talk about a golf tournament. So, somebody's got to be in third place, and that's me. So, from a business standpoint, what Wayne, sort of left out is when he came up with the idea to adopt an Indian village, and he makes it sound like he came into staff meeting and said, hey, what do you guys think? Most of us thought, you want to do what? He says, yeah, I want to adopt a village. Okay. There are some people that have really good skills and some people that acknowledge and want to be surrounded by people with really good skills. Well, I'm one of those people that likes to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. So it didn't make sense to me, but it made sense to people that were smarter than me. So I thought, well, I'll go along for the ride. Let's see what happens. Fast forward 6 or 7 years later, I'm standing in a Lufthansa. I don't think it was a 747, but we're 35,000 feet over Iran with my assistant, who I've been working with for about 10 years now. And I said, if I had told you 10 years ago, well then 8 years ago, if I had told you 8 years ago that you and I would be flying 40,000 feet over Iran on our way to go see an Indian village, would you have believed that? She's like, hey, you're out of your mind. Exactly. We are out of our mind, but that's okay. Sometimes things work out just fine. But one of the things where I think Wayne, the piece of the pie that I think Wayne missed, and I think where Desiree did, and Tom touched on it pretty well, is the leverage aspect of it. We could have given $500 to a group. We could have given $1,000 to a group. We could have adopted a pet. We could have adopted a kid. We could have done any number of things. But when Wayne comes to the table and says, I want to do a village, and I want all you people to come with me. You want to do what? That's a pretty interesting view on what the role of our company should be in philanthropy and in some of the other things that go on there. So the next version of that is Wayne comes up with an idea to say, I got an idea. And we always kind of hold our breath when Wayne says, I got an idea, because you never know. Wayne wanted to make a movie about, I got to tell it now. Wayne wanted to make a movie. He was in Nicaragua. He pedaling for poverty. Is that the name of what was the bike ride that you went on? Yeah, I think that's Pedaling for Poverty. It's a gazillion mile cycling thing to raise money. And the same sort of thing. I said, you want to do what? You want to pedal, and it's all uphill. Sort of the metaphor is, I'm not making this up. So the metaphor is, poverty is this ever inclining hill that you have to get up, and Wayne wants to pedal his bike up several hundred miles up into the mountains, and again, you want to do what? He wants to do it. Raise something like $15,000 for the group, almost single-handedly. And what Wayne's vision and Judy's vision inspires in all of us is we could give a few $100 to a group. You guys probably get, you business owners especially, probably get, can you support MS, can you support, all these groups and so on. You can write them a check for $100. You can write them a check for $250. You might even get a plaque. You might even get a picture. You might even get invited to their volunteer appreciation sort of a thing. But what Wayne and Desiree and Tom are touched on was, how do you leverage what you have? And just two quick stories. I mentioned the golf tournament. I got talked into doing a golf tournament for my kids' elementary school, which went okay. It was fine. And I would also at the time had been working with the University of Kansas Audio Reader Network. And they're a great organization with great people that do a lot of great work for people who are visually impaired. And so I pulled a Wayne on her, and I said, well, I went to this woman and I said, hey, I got an idea. And she says, what's your idea? I said, I want to sponsor an entire golf tournament. I'll come up with all the money, I'll come up with all the promotion, you just gotta get people there. And then I went back to Wayne and Judy and said, hey, you're not gonna believe this idea I just showed. I shared with them an idea, and anyway, I just wanted to let you know, we're gonna put a couple of $1,000s into a golf tournament. That golf tournament the first year made $8,000. This one that we just finished up a few months ago is over $32,000. Had Wayne and Judy not had they not drilled into the DNA of our firm, we've got this pile of money, let's try to use it in a cool way, there's no way I would have come up with the idea to have my own golf tournament. I would have said what I told Wayne. You want to do what? I have another passion. In addition to golf, I like barbecue. Everybody like barbecue? Yeah, so a friend of mine, long story short, has his own line of sauces and rubs, and he used to do a fundraiser for one of his kids' groups. And what they would do is they'd, just like it sounds, they'd get the meat, the rub, the sauce, they smoke it up, wrap it up, put a bow on it, and then sell it. And they'd have the group sell it. So I had an idea. I said, well, how about we do the same thing? We'll smoke 400 slabs of ribs. I found a guy who has a smoker about the size of this table, so you can do 100 at a time. And McDaniel Knudson will provide all the sauce, the rub, the meat, we'll smoke it, we'll do everything. But you, philanthropy, you go out and sell them. You've got 100 to sell. If you sell them for $10, great. If you sell them for $50, even better. But you keep all the cash. Now I'm getting you want to do what? Okay, just hear me out on this. I could spend an entire day in my driveway with a smoker, with a couple of friends of mine. Ribs, baseball. What can go wrong? It's all good stuff. Do you think when my friends and I were sitting around the table, they ever asked, tell me more about what you guys are doing what? Well, hear me out on this one. You think we talked about what I do, how we do it? Do you think they were like, wow, that's a unique firm. I wonder what else we do. And now some friends of mine who work for Fortune 500 companies say, hey, can we put 3,000? No. Can we do, no. What if we, no. And so they come into my office and the answer is always yes. Do you think our staff people, the people that work with us, you think they're proud to work in a firm that has a heart like that? Yeah, you bet they are. You think they're proud when they come home to their spouses and they say, hey, you're not going to believe what Wayne and Judy just did. We're going to be doing this year. Well, I wonder why my firm can't do that. And it's not to create any sort of tension or friction, but there are Fortune 500 companies, and I've tried to do some fundraising myself. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but it's hard to get money out of the companies that are on the New York Stock Exchange. So you come to a little firm like ours, and we're all in. And we're all in because Wayne and Judy put in our DNA, we're going to have 5% go off the top. So every year when we go over our annual budget, there's a gross revenue number. The next number down is 5% off the top, and then we play with the other 95%. You want to do what? In the business world, we don't do that. In the business world, we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this number. Okay, well, let's carve off some of this. And that's great. Again, don't misunderstand. That's still a great thing. But when it comes up off the top, it's a big pot of money. I know it's late in the afternoon, but if you guys were to go through your budget and think of how much 5%, just off the top number, and if you did that year after year after year after year, you'd have seed money, right? What we're able to do as a firm, what we've been able to do through Wayne and Judy's guidance, is we've been able to remove the obstacles of something that might be pretty cool. Is smoking 400 ribs, did my wife like having the smoker out on the driveway? No. Did my dog like it when one of the slabs fell on the pavement? Yeah, he looked like a lion on a Serengeti. He was a happy dude. But leveraging what we can do, we have some money, we've carved it aside, and it's a little bit like, my computer is slow, and it's one of those things when my wife's computer at home is slow. Well, we don't really have a technology budget for that, so I say, deal with it. Well, in the office, we have a budget for technology, so when my computer gets slow, I get to go shop. And it's really cool, because we've already thought about that. Charity's the same way. We've carved this money off the top, and you're able to, you say, well, we've got this pot, so let's do something cool with it. So it's been a great thing for us and for our staff people and for the staff's spouses to get involved in kind of what what they might pay more attention to. If you had told Desiree, I think, and I don't want to put words in her mouth, but if you had told her 10 years ago you'd be recycling mattresses, you're out of your mind. But if you're in the game, you take the next step, you take the next step. If you had told me we were going to adopt an Indian village, I said, no, you're out of your mind. We just adopted our second Indian village. Go figure. Yeah, who'd have guessed it? So it gives our staff a lot of pride, I think. I know I'm immensely proud to work with the people I work with. We have a great team together. I think Cindy, my assistant, has been with us 10 years. Has anyone had an assistant for 10 years? It's a unique place. It's a good place for people to feel proud about what they do, and like I said, it's a great way to set yourself apart from the rest of in our position from our competition. If you want to have a lot of fun, it may not be a lot of fun, but next time, I'm talking to the husbands now. Next time you and your wife go out to dinner, your wife goes out, she gets ready, she comes back out, and you say, wow, honey, you look just like everybody else. Now, wives, you go to your husbands, and you say, wow, honey, thanks for, you put our kids through college and all this stuff, just like anybody else would have. No, you want to be different. When you come into a firm that is inspired by philanthropy, or who wants to inspire philanthropy, well, that's different. So in the competitive business jump ball of life, you've got a company that is very different from other companies that they might be interviewing with. That gives you an advantage in the business world, which leads to more revenue, which leads to more philanthropy. When we're interviewing candidates, you think we get to be selective with the people that we have? You bet. And when we talk about merging or buying or doing all the other stuff that happens in the business world, do you think we can be selective about that? Yeah. It's because we've got, it's in our DNA to do things this way. And when you do things this way, Desiree, great things happen, right? It's just a great way to go. I believe all of us enjoy coming to work every day. Some days are better than others. April 14th and 15th, don't call our office. But otherwise, we have a great working environment, and our staff knows that our heart's in the right place. They also know when 2008 comes along, and in the financial world, the stock market dropped 40% in a couple of months. So do you think everybody got raises? No. Do you think they realize that, well, yeah, but this is a company that for the previous 35 years has been doing things the right way. If there was a way to make raises and bonuses and things like that happen, we would have given our every shot. So it blends. Not only does it have the leverage effect of being able to do a lot of cool things, but it also makes your staff feel proud about who they're with. It makes you feel proud of your partners. More people stick around longer, they get better at what they do, they're all part of a team, and we all get better together. So it's kind of one of those things that 1 + 1 = 3. It just gets bigger. I will tell you honestly, I'm not a big meeting guy. We get together and meet, and we convene, and we stir, and then we don't do anything about it. So I was going to give you an action statement. Wayne and Judy decided to give money away before they earned it. Okay, that's alien world to me. But nevertheless, what you guys might consider doing, try 1%. Just say 2016 is going to be the year we carve off 1% off the top. We're going to put it into a bucket. You probably have a community foundation. Tom and those guys can help you out with where to have the money. If you're not sure where it's going to go, but you want to carve it off the top, there are people that can help you do that. You won't miss the 1%. You and your staff will feel immensely cool about the stuff that you'll be able to do. Next year, you'll probably do 2%. Next year, you'll do 3%. And you can do the math, $1 million, 1% is $10,000. I know it's late in the afternoon. 2% is $20,000, 3% is $30,000, year after year after year. India is a 5-year commitment. Because we have that part of our DNA, because we're going to do 5% per year, we can commit to India for 5 years. We don't have to say, well, we had a good year this year, but don't hold me till next year. So India Gospel League says, oh, well, great, we've got this, the next 5 years, this is taken care of. Now we can work on other stuff. It just, like I said, it gets everything going in the right direction, and you all start paddling.